Good afternoon. Lake Stevens School District. My name is Chad Brandt, and I'm a fourth grade teacher here at Sunnycrest Elementary. I'd like to welcome you to our Swimming in Tech Hangout for Monday, March 9th, 2015. We've got a great range of topics for you today. Our regular 4 segments. And I'm going to bring Phil Biggs in here in just a moment, and he is going to start off with segment 1, our Google Apps Freestyle. Today he is going to be discussing tables in Google Docs, talking about merging cells and some table formatting. Phil, welcome.
All right. How you doing, Chad?
Great. Good to see you.
I think we're ready to go here. Let me get organized. All right. So tables have long been the Achilles heel of Google Docs. That's what I call it, because they have lacked some of those basic features. The most important of one, which is being able to merge cells. So let's take a look at some of the changes that Google's made to tables over the last few weeks, really, and few months to make it a pretty viable tool that we can use. So let me share this document right here, and just to check, Chad, is that sharing?
Yeah, I got you, Phil.
Alrighty, looks good. Okay, so the first thing is, if you're not sure about tables in Google Docs, it's always under the Insert menu, and we're just going to come down to tables. Looks just like Microsoft Word. So let's make ourselves a table that's 4 columns and maybe 5 rows down on that one. Pretty traditional kind of thing. Now, in the past, anytime that you wanted to edit anything in a Google table, you had to go in, click in the table, and then you would scroll down and find table properties, and that would open up this dialog box, and this is all that you could do. Now, this is still important because you can make changes here that you may not be able to do otherwise, but Google's added tools to take care of really most of the kinds of things that you're going to do in here. The only thing that you might want to come to this table properties for anymore is table alignment. Just if it's not aligning right to the center of the page, you can set that there. You can also indent it. So if you want it to indent just a little bit, you can use this indent here on that. But the table properties has pretty much been taken care of by another group of tools up in the menu bar. Now, notice I clicked away from the table, and as soon as I click on the table, I just want you to focus your eyes where my mouse is, or the cursor is circling right now. So I'm going to click inside the table, and you'll see that we get a whole bunch more tools, which look pretty much like we would expect to have if we wanted to make some changes to the border and the fill. So one of the things that we can do is now we can just change the background color or fill the cell with different colors. So I can make that one yellow. Maybe I can make that one red. And the other thing that we can do is that we were never able to do before is we can change the border color of specific cells. So maybe I want a yellow with a blue border, and that's kind of hard to see. So we can even thicken that border up and make it really stand out on that one. Again, so we also, if you really want to get tricky, we can come over here. Let's make this one a dotted border. And since we can't really see it very well because it's too thin, let's go ahead and fix that. And now on that one, it just changed those. Let's go ahead and highlight the whole cell and see if we get any difference on it. Interesting. So we can make the cells a lot different on this one. Now, that's great, but one of the best things that Google's done in slides, or I mean in their tables in drawing, is being able to merge cells. So before, you were stuck with a cell that size, but now if we highlight, I'm going to highlight these 3 cells and say we want them to merge into one cell. Well, one way to do that is to just right-click and merge the cells. And now we can have a table. we can actually lay out some really nice documents in Google Docs by just using tables and the merge cells. Now the other thing you can do is you can go into the table menu and you can merge there as well. So you notice I'm just selecting the cells that I want to merge, And you can't, by the way, select an L shape because it's going to select all the cells. That's a pretty common, can't do that in any word processor that I know. But I can also, again, right-click and merge those cells. And if I start using the fill colors properly, you can, again, do some really nice formatting of some documents just by doing these things. You can also, again, highlight with the background color or with the border color, do the width. You can make things look pretty good as you come down through. And you can imagine as you stretch that out, that can become quite a pretty interesting document that you might be able to use on that. So that's tables in a nutshell, and I'll turn it back to you, Chad, for the next segment.
Thanks, Phil. I like your modern art. That is fantastic.
It does look pretty cool, pretty fast, huh? It's like one of those things we used to do with the kids when you scribble on a page and then color everything in, and it looks really cool. Yeah, maybe that would be the exercise to do to get this started.
Well, and I just was laughing as you were showing that of how crazy Google Plus went when it was finally released. Everyone kept waiting for it to that merge and cell merging to show up on their version of Google Docs, and everyone's waiting. Oh, I don't see it yet. I don't see it. And then when it finally showed up on everyone's Google Docs, people rejoiced. And I was one of those nerds. I couldn't wait for it. So.
I've been waiting for that for a year and a half.
Thankfully, they've added it.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. On to segment 2, the Moodle Medley. Today we'll talk about changing your course's theme and format, just some customization options within your Moodle course. So I will open one of my Moodle courses that I did, Improving Student Writing with Tech Tools. Shout out to Bethany Obieglo. Thank you for teaching this class with me, Bethany. And this Moodle course is an example of the topics format, where each of these sections is a different topic that we've named. Planning, for example, drafting, revising, editing, for example. This is an example of a topics format, but there are multiple formats that you can use for your Moodle course. If you want to change the format of your Moodle course, you want to go into the administration block and edit settings. This is where we'll be working today in the Moodle Minute. So if you scroll down to the course format section, there are a number of options that you have to change the format. As you saw, that was the topics format right there. I'll go down each one of these briefly. The single activity format, that is just if you, it's just like it sounds. If for some reason you wanted a Moodle course that was just one single activity, like one lesson, one assignment, just one thing. I can't think of a lot of options to use that in a school setting. You wouldn't be able to run your whole class from that. But if you wanted that, that is available. Here's a new social format, and this is designed to work with the Moodle forum. I've got a screenshot here from the Moodle docs of how that would look, where just the main section here is just the forum posts and replies. So if you wanted a Moodle specifically for to run a forum, and that's all you wanted the Moodle to be able to do, the social format would be for you. I'm going to jump down to weekly format. This is another common format, especially I'd say with secondary classrooms. And this format, your Moodle course is just organized based on the weeks in the school calendar. So I've got a view of this. Each week would have its own section in the main view, and so students can see which assignments and resources you've linked for each week of the school year. Going back to this collapsed topics view, this is something that has been added just a few months ago, and I really like this. If your course is like mine and it's becoming bloated, this will help students to be able to navigate your Moodle course by collapsing topics that they don't need to see at that given time. This is my personal class Moodle, and so each of my topics here is in this banner, and if I click anywhere within the banner, it will toggle that open so then I can see what is in that section, and just clicking it again will toggle it closed, so I don't have to scroll down through everything in my course to get to the section that I actually want to show. So that's a nice thing you might want to try out. That is the collapsed topics format. You can also then select if their hidden sections are shown in the collapsed form, or if they're just completely invisible and you don't even want them to be collapsed. In terms of course layout, you have another option here that you may want to help your students navigate your course. You can, by default, show all the sections on one page, or you can have students just show one section per page. For example, maybe if you've got an elementary Moodle and you just want to focus on science, like we're just doing science today, just click in your science section. How this would look, I'll just click on this option, show one section per page, and save changes. Now you can see my topics format here. I just have the names of each topic, but the actual activities and resources are not showing up here until the student clicks on, maybe I want the student to go into the drafting, revising, and editing section. They actually have to click on that section to see all the resources that are listed in that section, but then that is the only section that is shown in their view. Then they can use these switches to go to the previous section or the following section, or they can use this pull down to jump to any of the sections in your Moodle course. Lastly, if you'd like to change your theme, maybe you're just not happy with this beautiful background that Phil has created. Well, again, if you go to the Administration tab and Edit Settings, instead of going to Course Format, go down one more to Appearance, and you can change your theme. Where it says Force Theme here, there are a number of themes you can choose from. They've got your particular school theme. I have the Sunnycrest Elementary theme on my personal course here with the great Screaming Eagle there for our Eagle Pride. Check out some of these other themes if you'd like your Moodle course to look a little bit different. For me, Serenity sounds nice right about now. Save the changes. Ah, that is wonderful. How serene. All right, on to segment 3. I'm just going to keep rolling with
sounds good, Chad. Keep going.
Search terms in Gmail. Now, as I've heard Phil say many times, search is Google's bread and butter, and it doesn't end just with the google.com. There are powerful search tricks that you can use in Gmail and in Google Drive. So let's introduce you to some of the search operators you can use. If you're trying to find that email and it's eluding you, there are a couple search operators you can try. If you're looking for an email from a certain individual, just type in from, then colon. Most of these search operators need to have a colon after them, and then you can type in the name of the individual that you want to search for. So I could click here and it would show me all of my emails that have been from Tim Haynes that I have in my inbox. From. You can also do that with to. If you're looking for that email that you sent to an individual, you can type in to as a search operator. When it's searching for emails in Gmail, the search is fantastic because it will search through the subject, the to line, your entire text, and even the name of your attachments. But if you're looking for an email with just some text in the subject line, you can use subject as a search operator. Another great search operator is has, attachment. If you're looking for an email that you knew there was an attachment that you're looking for and you just can't find it, filter with has attachment. If you're looking for exact text within an email, just put it in quotes. If you're looking for something that has the word Friday donuts, which no one's ever brought me Friday donuts, but this is wishful thinking, and you know it has those two words in that order with that spelling, put it in quotations, and Google will find it for you. One last search operator that's helpful, well, there are many, but one that I'll show you is before. If you're looking for an email that came before a certain date, you can just type in a date in year, month, day format, and it will filter. And you can use more than one search operator at a time, so mix your search operators. You can also use Boolean terms like Friday or donuts. And maybe you're looking for donuts on any day. It doesn't have to be Friday. You can use those search terms as well. A quick Google search will help you find a list of all of the advanced search tools that you can use in Gmail. And lastly, if you can't remember all these search operators, Google's got your back. There is this tiny light gray triangle in the search box. If you click here, oh my goodness, they've got all kinds of help for you. If you don't remember that operator, you can search specific labels, you can search in the from line, the to line, the subject line, whether it has an attachment or not, the size of the email, and so on. So Google has your back if you can't remember your search operators. All right, Phil. Man, I just got a little lathered up. I love that stuff.
That is just amazing, isn't it, what you can do?
I'm going to hand it off to you. You've got the fourth segment today, the long course, talking about YouTube, creating and managing playlists.
All right. Just need to get there. There we go. I'll share my screen. And so our last segment, and Chad, I've asked Chad to be sure to step in anytime he wants to here, is pretty short. As most of you know, we've opened up YouTube for students and teachers. And YouTube is the vast collection of videos. You can learn anything you want, anytime you want in YouTube, about just about anything any model of car, it's all there. But the problem is there's so much is how do we keep track of the things that we really would like to use over and over again? Say you've got a list of 6 videos for your social studies unit that you would like to be able to remember next year, so you don't have to do this huge search and spend another hour looking for quality videos that go with the unit. Well, in YouTube, the answer to that is playlists. Just like you use on music, they've got playlists that you can create and maintain so that you can really quickly go back and find the videos that you want on any given topic. So one of the first things you do when you are signed in with your school account, you have to remember you're on the school YouTube account, not your home one. And you have a lot of nice tools in YouTube. One of the best ones is just go to My Channel. If you go to My Channel, you can begin to see all of the videos that you might have uploaded. And one of the choices across the top there then is playlists. So you can click on playlists across the top and you can add a new playlist. So let's just go ahead and create a playlist and say this is on Civil War battles. And that's what we're going to, we want to find a group of videos that we can use and group them under this that we can come back to year after year. So I've got my playlist created. You can see there's no videos in there, but I can begin to add videos if I want to. And in this particular case, if I click that, I can begin a YouTube search. So this is one way that I can just go in and begin to look for Civil War battles. Let's just see what we come up with on this one. So here's one crash course. Oh, here we go. Battle of Gettysburg. 86 minutes. That's pretty long, but let's try it anyway. All right. So I click on that one and I add that to my playlist. Now I've got one video in my playlist. I can add more if I want to and just keep on going. Now that's one way, but let's just go ahead and let's go back to plain old generic YouTube and let's do Civil War battles there. If I can type correctly. And by the way, I might want to get rid of the plural, and I can oftentimes pick up another some more links that are good. Now I happen to know that Crash Course, anything by them, is a great video. So let's just click on this one,
Hi, I'm John Green. This is Crash Course.
And that's we say, oh gosh, this is what I need. Now, what do I do here at this point? I want to go ahead and add this to my playlist. So if you look down below, one of your choices, there's an add to and a big old plus sign underneath the video. And if I click on that, that brings up a list of my playlists that I've created. There's my Civil War battles. So I just check that one. And now that is in my playlist. And I can go back. And if there were more, you know, I don't really think the Lego Civil War battle is what we want, but you never know. It might be really good if we tried it. So let's just say we want this battle of First Bull Run. And again, we just come down, we click the plus sign, check mark on Civil War battles, and now we've got that added. Now let's go back to now notice that what I did here, I just clicked on the 3 bars, and I don't know if you've noticed, but that's becoming the standard way to find a menu to navigate these big sites. And if I click on Civil War battles, there's those 3 videos. And it shows me ones that I've watched. I really haven't watched those, have I? But it does show me that I have looked at those once. That stays with me as long as I have my Google account, and as long as these videos are still posted up on YouTube. I can get back to these at any time. The other thing that you can do with a playlist, if you want to, so you've got these, let's say you've got these 8 to 10 videos you want to use with your students. You can also share these by just using this link right here, and you could email that to them, or you could go to this embed code and we could embed that into Moodle, just like Chad showed you a few weeks ago when we talked about embedding YouTube videos into Moodle. You could embed a YouTube playlist into Moodle just as easily, which would be a great thing for a block on the side of your Moodle site. So there's a lot of things that you can do there. Let's take a look at the settings. This is one if you do not, so right now it's public, which means anybody in the world could get to this. If you want to, you could make this unlisted, which as long as you provided the link, people could get to your playlist. It's up to you on this one. I don't really see a problem with, especially playlists where you're just using other people's videos and making those public on that one, but you could if you wanted to. And again, a few other check marks here, but if it doesn't give you that embedding code, you should just come to your settings and make sure that that's checked. So that is YouTube playlists in a nutshell. Hopefully that will help you a little bit. Remember, just click up here and you can always get back to all your playlists. One other quick thing is you can see that I've used this quite a bit because I've got some that I've started, some which have a little bit more in them. A lot of these are my own videos that I've done. I still like to organize those in a way that helps me get back to those quickly. And again, I like to be able to share those playlists with people anytime that I want to. So as you begin to work more and more with YouTube and want to use that as a great tool for your students, remember, organizing playlists, you'll save yourself, it's so quick and so fast, and you will save yourself hours and hours of time over the years if you just continue to monitor and keep those playlists up. That's all I have, Chad. Do you have anything more to add to that?
Well, Phil, I kind of found this by mistake, and this must be how it works, but the lazy way to get a playlist going just by liking videos. You know, that's not going to categorize them, but I'm that guy who's never liked anything on Facebook, never clicked that like button unless I made a mistake on my phone and I accidentally clicked the wrong place. But I liked Kelly Guilfoyle's Moodle video that she created a few weeks ago, and voila, it showed up in my playlist. So that's kind of a lazy way to just...
Now, which playlist did that put that in, Chad?
It is a playlist that's labeled, I think it's liked videos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I found that by mistake because I've never liked it. That was my first like. So Kelly, that's quite a feather in her cap.
You can see that I don't do that either because I would never have noticed that on that. I did see there's just kind of a drop category of like a catch-all for any video that you want. So that is an option as well on that one. Okay, that's all I have for YouTube playlists.
All right, perfect. Well, I'll just briefly share then that we have our next Hangout next Monday, March 16th, 4 p.m. Daylight Time. We still have a lot of sun to enjoy tonight, Phil.
That's right. That's a great thing. And we also have guest presenters next week, so you'll want to tune in for that.
Perfect. All right, well, you have a great week.
All right, everyone out there, we'll be back next Monday.